What up, y'all? It's your boy Rodney Perry. You're tuned into The Basement. The Basement is on the road this week, Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm working with some fabulous comedians. Big Mo Dixon is in the building.
Out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, yeah.
Also, world-renowned social media enthusiast, Mr. Shuler King.
What's
you
up,
may
man?
know him from his online escapades. This one I knew you was gone.
What's that?
One of my buddies, we have a thread that we share porn on.
Right.
One day,
He just boldly said that one.
one day outside of the porn,
Yeah.
they posted a video of you talking about something.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's my man.
Yeah.
Where is my porn?
Yeah. Nah, honestly, man, like we ain't gone yet.
But don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Give me this.
What's up?
To date, how many followers do you have, and what was your biggest jump from this number to that number?
Right now, I got 441,000 followers. In like some change. The biggest jump was when I did a video on it was Donald Trump not getting invited to the White House. Not Donald Trump not getting invited to the royal wedding.
I remember that.
And when I did that did it's at almost 18 million or something like that. Wow. But it took off. And the big jump was 61,000 followers and I looked up and it was like a couple of days it was like over 100-something thousand, and then it just grew to 200,000, and then
right.
So in a month's time it grew from 61,000 to about almost 400,000, like 300,000, something like that. I mean, the number just kind of.
So you really slacked up.
Yeah, like basically, yeah.
You tripping now?
Well, no, it's that video, but then I started posting every day after that.
Got it.
It was until I got.
Then you started to feed the beast.
Yeah, because once it's like once you, it's like I gotta ride this bull until until I get thrown off of it. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
and it was just kind of crazy, man. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So and like I said, page got hacked. A lot of stuff just kind of slacked off.
Right.
But everything's good.
The voice you hear,
they slipping off a little bit.
The voice you
hear,
the voice you hear is Mr. Shuler King. In the room, also rocking this weekend, Big Mo Dixon. Big Mo, Navy vet. How long you been at this comedy thing, dog?
I've been at it right now about 12 years. 12 years.
Right.
I've been funny my whole life, but I ain't know how to be no comedian.
Yes, sir.
So that's how I ended up joining the military. And I never got any work done because I always had a laugh.
You was bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
yeah.
Taking credit for the work.
What was your rate in the Navy?
Engineer.
You're an engineer. So you oh wow, you was down in the bowels of the ship.
Yeah, that's why I can't hear shit now.
Huh?
You know how it is.
Huh?
Yep.
No, you was in the real Navy. I was an admin type man. I never was stationed on the ship. So.
Oh, never?
No. I was in New Orleans working for Admiral for my first 4 years.
Oh, you had it good.
Oh yes, I did.
Admiral.
And then I worked at an air station my second tour, and then I got out.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Did you retire?
I retired, man, 06.
So you put in that hot 20, man.
Yep, put in them hard 20 and got on out, bro.
So you did 20 years in the military, man.
20 years.
But the comedy was always in the back of your mind. I want to do this.
It was always there, man, since I can remember, maybe 5, 6 years old, looking at like Flip Wilson, shows like that.
Yeah.
Flip Wilson and Dean Martin comedy roast, Andy Grip, just it's a collaboration of things that I used to love, man. It's funny, man, and I always been able to make people laugh, but I didn't know how to be a comedian.
Right, that's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. I say all the time, it's people that I grew up with that was funnier than me.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that lets you do it in front of strangers is another thing.
It is.
And you don't even know what it is.
You don't know what it is. It's just something else that says, like it was cats that I grew up with in Chicago that I know was the funniest human being I ever saw.
Right.
But he would never get on stage. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole nother thing.
It is. And you gotta love it. You gotta want to do it.
Yeah.
And people come to me all the time, man, I can do that. People tell me I can be a comedian all the time. I say, well, do them open mics, because You can be funny in front of family and friends. But
Come on.
when you're in a room with 300, 400 people, you got to get them on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, get them on the same page, man. You know, and once I learned how to do that, man, you know, not my natural, you know, God-given talent.
Yeah.
I was able to incorporate. I said, okay, man, I know why comedians love doing this now.
Yeah.
Man, I always say this too, man. Like when people say, man, I can do that, that's a testament to you.
Right.
Because of you made it look so easy that I can try that. Right. It's when they go, man, I ain't never doing that. What happened to you? I don't want that.
Right.
That means you ain't shit.
Yeah, I was I did it before went to surgery. I did post a video to let my fans know, like, I'm not gonna be posting for a little minute, so y'all just
Stop right there.
Wait,
tell the people we on the podcast. Tell the people you went to surgery. What happened? You okay?
Okay, yeah, I had a hernia.
A hernia.
Yeah, that was it. And then I didn't know. I thought I was gonna die.
What the hell you lifting?
Yeah, the dead people. I told you. I funeral director, man.
Okay, let's cover that. Let's cover that.
Yeah.
Shuler King is not only a fabulous comedian, but his family owns a funeral business.
Williams Funeral Home,
my grandfather,
South Carolina,
my
821
grandfather,
North Main Street.
We own funeral homes. My grandfather owned funeral homes, so I kind of know what that is. Talk to us about how do you cultivate funny, and you in a profession that you ain't even supposed to be funny.
Well, the thing about it is that it factor again. Mm-hmm. If you have the gift of if you're a funny person, you're going to be a funny person. And what people don't realize is that it doesn't matter if you're in a funeral business to be successful, like, okay, your family was in it too, and you see, in order for you to be successful at something, you got to have some kind of charisma and be able to talk to people.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
in a darkest moment.
Yeah. So know you have to have something about
you. Can't be cracking no jokes though.
Right. No, you can't. But you know what? I've watched my father do it.
Really?
My grandfather.
What would he say?
A family would be mourning, like, you ain't gonna crack jokes. Like, okay.
What would he say?
A lot of times, okay, I come from a small town. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody know everybody.
People, everybody know everybody. So my father would have history with this family or with the person who died. So it would be, yeah, I remember when Johnny did this or Johnny did that. If they would be in the arrangement conference, supposed to be, supposed to be picking out casket, vault, this, that, and you just hear this bellow of laughter come out of the.
Sound like they're playing.
Yeah, sound like it's like, what the hell they doing? Like, they supposed to be in here picking out casket, which is a difficult thing to pick out a casket for somebody. Like, because they don't come from the pre-arrangement era.
Right.
They just died. Now I got to go through the grueling process of picking out a casket
and don't know their wishes. You don't know,
right? And like, I don't know what to do. But now all of a sudden you hear all this laughter coming out of this arrangement.
Right. Wow.
And it's like, matter of fact, I think my father likes Big Mo more than he like me.
Wait a minute. I'm dead. He don't like your comedy?
He like my comedy, but he really enjoys Big Mo.
Yeah, Mr. Williams is my dude, man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, right?
Big Mo is crazy to sit here and look at your face, because you remind me of my mentor, Cedric the Entertainer.
I hear it all the time, man. Every day.
To sit this close to you, do you look like Ced?
Every day. I never met him, but I hear it every day.
Yeah, if Rodney Perry say you look like Cedric, then you just look like Cedric.
You look like Ced. But I worked under Ced, so Ced was like one of my first mentors on that level.
Right.
And the thing that was dope about Ced is that Ced never met a fan that wasn't a friend, like a family member.
Right.
And that's one of his big gifts. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about mentorship. Who are your mentors? Who's the cat in comedy that said, "Hey man, do it this way" for you, Big Mo?
The best advice I ever got was from Hope Flood.
Okay.
And this is when I was still in the military.
She didn't try to give you no pussy, did she?
Well, see, we ain't gonna talk about
that. Okay, they ain't none of my business.
I was stationed over in Hawaii. I was finishing up on my last year, and I just started doing comedy, so I was actually hosting. I was stationed over there. Me and Marvin Hunter.
Marvin was over there, yeah.
We started doing comedy at the same time.
Shout out to Marvin Hunter.
And so, Marvin doing it. He doing the thing, man. And so we was over at Hickam Air Force Base, and Hope Flood, her, and I forget who the other comic came over with her. We was doing one at Hickam Air Force Base, and then we was gonna go the following night to the Marine base. Hickam, the night that they must have had about 300-400 people up in there. And then the next night we went down to the Marine base. I think 10-15 people showed up because pretty much everybody came to the show the night before.
Right.
And like I said, the other comic name escapes me right now, but he was like, man, 10 people, man, we're not doing this show. Hope said, we're going to do the show. You know, she said, those 10 people got ready to come out here to laugh.
Right.
You know, she said, I don't care if it's 10 or 10,000, give them, and I learned from that, because like I said, I done did comedy, 3 people show, it'd be 6 comedians and 3 people.
Right.
You know,
there's more of us than them.
Right. You know, so that when she said that was one of the best things I ever heard from a comedian to give me that advice, and I took that and ran with it. You know, like I said, I done been to clubs it might be 500-600 people in there, and you know, you be on the high. I've been on shows with Ricky Smiley, you know, a couple thousand people. Then the following week, go do a show, 8 people show up.
Y'all almost made me spit my drink.
Hey, Shuler King, mentors, man. What on the comedy tip? What comedian that you can remember gave you a jewel or something to help you keep going, man?
You.
What I say?
No, like just knowing you. It's like we always end up having like some type of conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Listen. No, I'm not. He think he's trying to. He think I'm trying to bullshit you. No,
honestly, say the right thing.
Honestly, no. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a relationship with any of like the people that I thought were like, you know, the people that I was watching TV, like, you know what I'm saying? That was just a certain time, like, you know, I'm from Sumter, South Carolina. You know?
Yeah, you have access to people.
Yeah, I tried to be accessible because I traveled. I did, but I just didn't run into somebody that I thought would have been able to, you know what I mean? And
I remember seeing you for the first time. I don't know if you did a guest spot when I was at Columbia or you was the feature act.
That wasn't Columbia. I know the first time I saw you.
Oh no, we did that movie together.
Yeah.
We did the Pierre's film.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you was a comedian.
Right. Because I didn't want to talk that much when I first met. I was like, that's Rodney Perry.
So wait, let's go back. So we did the movie. You was playing the villain. So your face wasn't even on camera.
Yeah, I was a scarecrow.
Yeah, you was the
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, that's what.
Well, it's a horror comedy, and the villain you couldn't see his face; he was covered.
Yeah,
and Shuler was playing it. We had met on the set.
Yeah,
and Shuler was cool. He was a cool guy. But comedians, until we see you perform, you kind of don't. You just a fan.
Yeah,
right. And so as we had shot the movie, and then they were going to have a screening at the Uptown Comedy Corner, and so they was trying to figure out who was going to go up. I had never seen Shuler perform.
Right.
And they was lightweight lobbying to get Shuler up. I'm like, who is this motherfucker?
But let's not. I don't want to make it sound like anybody listening. When he says that, it's not that. I think part of that was I don't know you, but another part of it was there were other seasoned comics and vet comedians in the room.
But something happened where they couldn't go up for whatever reason.
No, the movie stopped, and Pierre's best friend, he passed.
Yeah, it's right around that time.
Yeah, he passed.
So Pierre had to leave or something.
Yeah, Pierre ran home, had to go, and that's when everybody was like, okay, you did some time, of course, and then somebody else did, and then Pierre's friend said, yeah, put him up.
Right.
Because how I got to audition for the movie was because Pierre and me did a week. Myself and Pierre, however you want to put it. My mama English teacher, so
I heard her step in and tap you on the shoulder.
Right.
Baby, don't do that. Not on the podcast.
Yeah. Pierre and myself did a weekend together. I was his feature, of course. And when that Sunday, he said, "Hey man, you funny. You know what I mean? I'm doing this movie. I think you'd be good for it." And I was just like, okay, because I'm talking to somebody that kissed Halle Berry.
Yes, sir.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know what I mean.
So back to that night. So that night is happening.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, we're putting up this young man. And when I tell you, Shuler King walked out there and destroyed the. I think, did you have a tuxedo on?
No, I did have on like a little blazer or something that my ex-girlfriend gave me.
I'm sure.
Cause that tux, that was your signature.
No, listen. Let me tell you. The reason why my mother was there that night. My mother, my sister, my brother, they were there that night.
Was my dog there, Mr. Williams?
No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Don't let him hear you say that. He don't like when people call him that. But anyway, but
Call me no dog.
Yeah, he wasn't old school. Don't call me no guy. Don't call me no goddamn dog. Yeah, but nah. Okay, backtrack. When I was open micing and traveling and going to Atlanta, this, that, and the third. I remember I went to Atlanta. First time I ever went to Uptown Comedy Club was I went there basically and got keyed when McGriff was doing the keys.
So you had a chip on your shoulder for that place.
Basically
so,
to say, yeah.
And you knew you had enough to go in there and smash.
Yeah, and I knew that I was like, well, because I came with my cousin, and funny story. I go in there and it was my fault that I got keyed, of course, because I'm the comic.
Right.
Yeah, it's always
the comic's fault. So I got up there and I said, you know what, I can just wing it because I'm funny. I know I'm funny. I can go up there and just wing, not realizing how ruthless and bloodthirsty that Atlanta crowd was.
In the city of Atlanta's defense, comedy in that time was very adversarial.
Yeah,
and they would create the space that gave the audience the power. I don't like to empower the audience in such a way where they feel like they can judge the comedy.
Right.
You judge the comedy with laughter or don't laugh, but don't be fucking keying nobody, shaking your keys in there.
I'm like a deer in headlights. I don't know what's going on, but nonetheless, I got cocky and said that I wasn't going to really prepare anything. I was just going, I'm gonna go up there and just,
right,
and because I'm gonna be funny because I was naturally funny, but I'm not. You get it. So
understood.
I get up there, I get keyed. Before I go on stage, the waitress goes, "Do you want something to drink?" And I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't drink before I go on stage, you know what I'm saying? Because I just want to keep my mind clear. Get up there, get keyed, and I gotta walk through the same crowd that just keyed.
That's a long walk.
And I sit down, and the waitress comes back to the table and says, "You want that drink now?" My cousin was like, "Yeah, get him two. I'm paying for it." Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was from that moment. That was that moment, and that was the last time I had been there until that night.
Okay, so let's pick it up. That night, I know I was floored, and because I had never seen you to that point, and I remember the room being like, okay. Who is this little dark skinned dude? This dude funny as hell.
And it like I had just come back from when I met you.
But we did work together in Columbia before, didn't we?
No.
I saw you in a tuxedo in Columbia.
And you have.
You must have did a guest set for me when I was there.
I'm sure you did. You know what? I think that is it. I think you were there, but we still didn't know each other.
Well, this was after the movie thing, I think.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, so I knew who you were.
Because I remember looking at your face.
Wait a minute, I remember that night because you met his parents and stuff that night.
I want to say so, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that night.
But that was after the movie. Because the first time I saw you, we didn't meet. I saw you. Because I had only...
Well, I don't know when you saw me.
No, right. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you, though.
You can't tell me what I saw.
Right. No, I know, but I'm telling you. No, but I'm telling you.
Viral, now you just don't know what I saw.
Nah, I know shit. Let me tell y'all, fellas.
I'm going to tell you when you saw me.
Let me tell you about the industry. But
that's one of my pet peeves, too, when people come to you. Where I know you from? Shit, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But people say it all the time. But I saw you the first time I saw Rodney Perry. Mind you, now, I knew you were a comedian that I had only seen you from the Monique show. So I didn't know, like, I had never seen Rodney Perry work.
Right.
I was at the I was at not the Comedy Store. I was at Spike's Mondays. We at the Empire.
Oh, in L.A. Okay.
In L.A. I was in L.A. Yeah, because when you saw me, they do the thing at Uptown. I had just come back from California.
Oh, I don't have no recollection of you in L.A. at all.
Right. Yeah. I know, because I was BROKE.
What is that?
Broke.
Broken.
Broken ass out. Yeah, and then but I saw you do Spike's Monday, and I was like, hey, this Rodney Perry. I was like, hey, from the Morning Show, and everybody was like, hey, I mean, people, you know how it is when people come in there.
I'm like, famous. I know.
Right. See, I don't know this shit, but I'm standing up against the wall because I can't afford to sit at a table.
I'm sure I wasn't at a table either.
Yeah, no, but see, you was that was by choice. I was holding the wall up, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was holding the wall up, and I saw you perform, and I was like, damn,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, this dude funny as hell. You know what I mean? Like he did, and I was just like, God damn it. So from that point, but I didn't have that. Like, what was I supposed to say?
Right.
Like
Big Mo Dixon. I've heard your name all through my career.
You've heard mine.
I've heard Big Mo Dixon. I've heard that name. And I think this is our first time working together.
First time working.
In your 12 years, my 20-some-odd years. What's the next step? Like, what's the next logical step for you in your career, man?
My next logical thing is to work more with this social media. To really get out there, because I actually had to put my comedy on sideline for about 3 to 4 years. That's
recently.
Yeah, the last 3 to 4. Because my wife, she was sickly.
Oh wow.
She was really sickly. We ended up having to take her down to Charleston. They couldn't find out. They ended up taking her to Duke University.
Okay.
Come to find out, it was her intestine. Even though they did the MRIs and CAT scans,
they couldn't see it.
They didn't really, until we took her to Duke. It was twisted. Her loin, it was twisted to where she was constipated one way and throwing up the other way. They couldn't figure out what was going on until we took her there.
Wow.
And so I was always staying pretty close to home because she was sick on a regular basis.
Right.
And stuff. And
y'all have children?
All kids are grown and gone,
right.
Grown and gone. But it was just I was out
there. Hey,
that's
what we sign up for: sickness and health till death do apart.
And now she's doing a whole lot better. So I'm able to get back out there and do some things. And Shuler, Marvin, they kept me in the loop. They would go somewhere, they'll tell a promoter about me. They'll put their name on me. So I said, well, I know I got to go there and knock them damn walls loose. And get called back there.
I said that in the whole house one time.
Yeah. But I'm looking more now, working toward the social media and just trying to put myself out there a whole lot more.
Right. When you say social media, are you? Well, let me tell you this. What I think works. I think what you do works in terms of one man in the camera talking about whatever.
Right.
I don't think sketches work unless you're the star of every single sketch. Like being an ensemble and you the star, he the star, I'm the star. People can't lock into that. Right. They might lock into the group. They might think it's funny, but it might go viral. Right. But it's very difficult for one of us to be able to sell tickets based on that.
Right.
So as I look at the Jess Hilariouses of the world and the Country Waynes of the world, what works is one-on-one man with the camera, and people get to go, who is that guy?
Right, yeah.
Now, Shuler, you've had a chance to see that. Have you seen it start to affect your attendance for you at your shows yet?
Yeah, because we got 3 tonight.
We got 3. We wouldn't have got them 3.
And honestly, I think we just got to get a little more organized, and I think we talked about that earlier.
When you say organized, what do you mean? What does that mean?
Just organized and putting the shows together and saying, hey, I'm gonna be here, and I can put it out a little bit more because when I'm the difference is
so you got to be able to call those people to action, which you haven't been doing.
And I really, because I'm experiencing when people now they come up to me and say it went from, man, I'm glad we caught you, like, golly, I didn't know who you were, but man, you're funny. It went from that to, man, we drove 2 hours just to see you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what.
And that happened tonight when I went when we was at the Comedy House. people walked up to me and said, "We drove from Augusta." I'm like, "You drove from Augusta, Georgia?"
But like, I'm coming to Augusta.
Yeah, that's like next week. I will be in Augusta. Like, I'm passing through. I'll get there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, y'all just couldn't wait. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's a blessing, man.
When somebody says, "I'm not going to wait till he comes to Augusta," he in Columbia, all right, we going.
I got gas.
Right, that's and I mean, and I like it is.
That means it's becoming an event, which is dope, dude.
We did that, and my thing is, it's like it's humbling.
It is.
This is what's
so
dope
humbling,
about this
man.
time in comedy. And Big Mo, you talked about it, man. I got to figure this social media out. Shuler King, you have kind of figured this social media out. When I was at this juncture, the same juncture of my career, we was trying to get on TV. Mm-hmm. You had to get on Comic View. You had to get on Def Jam. You had, and it gave us something to work toward. Y'all don't really have that outlet. What's the TV show that could make your career? It don't exist right now. So the beautiful thing is it's sitting at the palm of your hand. Mm-hmm. You know, what did you just say earlier? You got X amount of people.
6 billion people in the palm of your hand every day.
Wow.
6 billion.
But you got to figure out.
So is that masturbation?
Yeah.
Is that what he talking about? That's 6 billion.
Because I've had about 6 billion people in the palm of my hand since I was about 12.
I can't take it.
They was on my knuckles.
On your knuckles?
On my knuckles.
So you go backhand with it?
Yeah, it was on my knuckles. I put them on the knuckles, about 6 billion of them.
Okay, let's change gears.
Okay, yeah. Hold on, one more
y'all
thing.
can't answer this because y'all
But
both
wait,
got
I want to say
y'all.
one more thing about when you talk about that social media thing. Sometimes it's like you got to just keep trying stuff until you find out what works for you, and knowing because sometimes people post the same exact thing to Instagram and Facebook simultaneously. It may go crazy on the gram, and it don't really.
It don't move on Facebook.
And it's just because you got to find out. Okay, my audience is here.
Right.
It ain't here.
So are you more of a Facebook guy or Instagram guy?
I'm more Facebook.
Right. But do you post on Instagram?
I post everything. I post simultaneously.
Okay. And it don't.
It's always
do
been
you
that
post directly to Facebook and simulcast on Instagram, or directly to Instagram and simulcast on Facebook? Or
What I do when I upload it to Instagram, I link it to my Twitter and my Tumblr account.
Okay.
And then I just
you upload directly to Facebook.
To Facebook because
it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, because I'm just like, okay, if this is where the bulk is, then I'm just not. Well, really, the main reason I do that is because most of my videos are longer than a minute.
Got it.
And I don't want.
You don't want to clip the video.
Yeah, I don't want to clip it. I just kind of live with, because I really don't get. You know, if Instagram ain't really where the bread is buttered, then all right, just go ahead and put it out there. And the crazy thing.
What about YouTube? Do you YouTube at all?
Yeah, I need to add to my YouTube. The only reason I haven't been YouTubing, and I appreciate y'all subscribing. The only reason I haven't been YouTubing like that was because I had to make sure that we working on the monetization.
Right.
If that's a word.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly a word. So you want to monetize. You want to monetize YouTube. So you want to make it the right type of page.
Right. We want to
go live.
I don't want to just give away all this free content anymore. I want to monetize it.
Right.
And once we monetize, I'm throwing everything out there.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
That goes back to that organization.
So Mo Dixon is looking to get in the social media world. You are in that space. What can you tell him to help get his brand out there?
Just keep doing stuff. Yeah. There was no plan.
That can't be it.
No. It's like this.
You ain't got nothing specific.
No, it's like
you got glitter. Is that glitter from the girl at the club?
That's from that Easter.
No, that's from
that suit.
Yeah, the Easter.
Damn jacket was shed, man.
And then you happen to be talking about glitter on the stage tonight. So I think I ended up putting glitter on a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, but advice, I would say that half the battle is figuring out how to work them damn programs, those apps. And if you use pictures inside
the video,
if you want to use it, we talked about this earlier. I said pictures are almost more important than whatever it is that you're saying, because people see before they read. Like you don't like.
So whatever you're talking about, so the split screen works.
It works for me, because I have my subject matter.
Well, let's talk about what apps do you use?
I use Pick Play Post.
Pick Play Post, I know about that.
I record something, upload it into iMovie or Pick Play Post.
Or both.
Yeah, because I edit in iMovie.
What do you use to make it fit in a square, or do you use anything for do you use? I use an app called Square Size that makes it fit in the Instagram and into a square.
Okay, it's just.
What is that? It's called Square Size?
Square Size, SIZE. Square Size.
I might need to download that one too.
That's a dope app, and you can put the text on the top and bottom if you want.
Yeah, that is dope.
So Square Size, and I got all my viral buddies in LA. He was giving me looks at all these apps.
You got a crew, but you need that. Now that is the one of the things too. Knowing somebody who is kind of, because my boy is Desi Banks. I don't know if you know.
Right, he's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, he does.
I just started following him, man, and I didn't know who he was, but I started following him. And he seems like a good guy too.
He is, man. Let me tell you something. He is somebody that needs to know you.
Is he a stand-up?
He just got into stand-up, and I don't know what it is, but he called me. He said, "Man, you know you like my mentor," and I'm like, "Me?
You?"
I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy."
And you in that space too? Yeah, but you was already a comedian.
But I was already a comedian. But before I started going viral, he said, "Hey, man, I want you to show me how to do this."
Really? Okay.
And I told him, and our relationship was like this. He said, "Man, I want to learn how to do this stand-up thing," and I said, "Bro, I need to know this social media stuff." So now he's getting little gigs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
he thrust into stand-up.
Well, yeah. Of course, his thing is different. Like he respects the process of becoming a good comedian.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I told him, he could have easily just been out there just BSing and making money. Right.
I talked to Christine Porter the other day, and of course, if you on social media, she's Miss Charlene. Miss Charlene, and
you're a student.
She took my improv workshop. She was dope at improv, and she was dope. And she started doing the character after she did my class. She started doing the character, and she was about to quit. She actually told me, she said, "Rodney, I did quit because she used costumes. So the costumes was getting expensive.
Right.
Because she was going to the thrift store and buying stuff for this little old lady to wear, and she quit and went back at it maybe like a couple weeks later, and then it took off. And like you say, you just got to keep it up. And I think also consistency works.
Absolutely.
You got to be consistent.
Absolutely.
So do you feel a difference? Like, say for instance, you had operation, you might not post for a couple of days. Do you feel a difference in a couple of days not being online?
Yeah, I see the difference in the numbers.
But what's the numbers now?
Yeah, they actually done doing down about 89.
While we're recording the show, Shuler King's live is up. Yeah. It was as much as 350, 400. It is
everybody
now
went to bed,
89, but it's still almost 100 people.
Yeah,
like just sitting here listening to us talk.
Yeah, but until the damn battery died.
The battery almost dead.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's all right. We had 20%. That was a long time for us to get to 20%.
But no, you know what?
And let's do this. If you're watching us right now, you're on Shuler King's Live. If you got any questions for us, just type them on there. Shuler pull it up, and we'll answer y'all questions.
And you tell me, because I got astigmatism. My shit is.
I do too.
All right, well, I guess y'all post them questions.
It's gonna be blurry.
If we
answer them next week.
Yeah, as we. But no, you know what? I learned what the key to consistency is. Trusting your talent. Yeah, wow. We talked about that earlier.
This is. You hear people talk about the it factor, right?
Right.
What is the it factor? The it factor is very simple. It's knowing. Knowing you a cold motherfucker on whatever it is you do. If you're a lumberjack, you got to know you're a tree cutting down motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So once you know, like you went into a space of knowing. You went from the first time with the keys to the second time you was in that space. You knew. The people didn't know, but you knew.
Yeah.
The fact that you knew was like, put me on that goddamn stage.
Yeah, I please. Because it was it was personal.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need them to, I want this building to feel where I am.
Everybody don't have a sense of that. I think wherever you bomb at, you got to go back and conquer that place.
Absolutely.
Because you never know when that place could be the place for your TV show.
Right.
It could be anything, and you be like, oh, I can't go there. I don't know what to do.
And I'm glad that I did, because now the Uptown ain't even in that building no more.
But it's still the Uptown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
You
still
conquered
Uptown.
it.
Yeah,
You
but it's
conquered
like I was like a day that turned into a check cashing place. I'd have felt some kind of
You
way.
wouldn't did a set of check cashing place?
Yeah, like damn, I should have went back and did something about it. But trusting your talent, to me, not to me, that is it. Just like we talked about this the other day. I said, what gives a lot of comics paralysis when it comes to the internet stuff is that you're trying to make a funny video.
Trying to be funny.
And it's like,
Just be you.
I'm funny. Just make the video.
Wow.
That I had to get in that headspace. Stop trying to be funny. You are funny. Just turn the damn camera on.
And it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
The video that did the biggest was just me talking shit. That Donald Trump video that did 17 minutes, it's not edited. I cut some of it off because it was longer than it would, but it was 2 minutes and something. You know what I was doing? I was driving in a limousine going to pick up a family for a funeral. I got my bow tie on and everything, and I said I need to do something to keep my page active. I just want to post something, because I was just like, even if it's kind of funny.
Now, was it on a fan page or just your regular page?
It was on the fan page.
So you were on the fan page?
Yeah.
Because if you're not on the fan page, you're spinning your wheels because your personal page will top out at 5,000.
Yeah, it just pops. Yeah. So, but Ryan Davis was the one that told me, he said, put it on the fan page, put it on the fan page, then share it to your personal page. And then another thing, what I do too, a little secret, these groups, these Facebook groups with large numbers, I share them and put them in there.
Smart.
That's smart.
You got a group that got 600,000 members in it.
Boom.
Hey, you know what I got to do?
It don't
Now,
always
do you
work
allow people to share stuff on your page? Have you monetized that yet?
to allow people to share.
Because to post to your page is to post to 100,000 people, 200,000, 300,000. No. So do you sell that?
Some people ask.
What you waiting on?
To get unhacked.
Unhack me.
You know
Unhack me, you nigga.
Yeah, because I'm like, you unhack me. Because I don't need to be sharing certain information.
But you still have access to people because you're live and they came on, so they're there.
I still,
So what you've been hacked. I've never been hacked. Have you been hacked before? So what does that mean? Like, what did they do to you?
It's just different. Like, some people will hack your page and just erase everything off of it.
Why would they do that?
Just haters, man.
Really? So, but is it Facebook? Is Facebook trying to get you to buy something? Some type of security, because I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
So
I never even thought about that.
Let's do this, gentlemen. This is the podcast. This is the basement. This is your boy Rodney Perry, Big Mo Dixon, my man Shuler King. So let's do this. Let's go top 5, guys.
Okay.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Big Mo Dixon. Top 5 sitcom mothers. Top 5 sitcom mothers. Go.
Damn.
I was gonna say Florida. Yeah,
Florida Evans. Okay, that's one. You got one sitcom moms.
Hold on. What's let's go out of.
Are you Big Mo Dixon?
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead.
He went like that.
Damn.
Man, that's a tough one, man. I never thought about the moms in comedy.
Not necessarily comedy, or there's sitcoms. Yes, so yeah.
Sitcom.
You got a show just came back on the air.
Which one? Oh, Roseanne. I actually dig Roseanne. I used to love that show.
We don't care about your relationship.
Yeah.
He does.
So are you saying Roseanne?
Yeah,
Okay, Florida Evans, Roseanne. You got 3 more.
Three more. Goodness, man. What mom? I used to love 227, but I forget the mom name. On 227.
Florence.
Mary.
But
her name was
Florence
Mary.
wasn't the mother. She wasn't the mother. She was the. Yeah, she was.
She was the mother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Florence Henderson.
Yeah.
And let's go to Jefferson's. You know, Weezy.
Weezy.
Let's go Weezy.
Yeah,
Oh, you know how you love that boy.
You did not love that.
It's something about that boy.
George.
Mother Jefferson, come on over here. And tell
So is that 4? Is that 4?
I think that's 4.
So wait, let's recap. You said Roseanne. You said Florida Evans. You said Florence.
Yeah.
Then you said what did we just say? God damn.
I tell you, and one of my favorite sitcoms all time. You know, a lot of people ain't watch it. Was Married with Children. I used to love Peg. Peg was just a little hot.
Peg was kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So Peg, Florida, Florence, George Jefferson's wife, and Weezy, and Roseanne. Top 5. Well done.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Shuler King.
Yeah. What's up?
Shuler King. Top 5. This might be easier. It might be harder. Top 5 sitcom dads.
Oh, well, we already know that, Good Times.
Good times.
James
Evans. I wanted James Evans to be my father.
Yeah, James.
To me, James was number 1. So I would have to.
Not other dads. James is number 1. Okay.
Well, he was the first one to pop the mic, but he is worthy of a number 1.
Oh yeah, and a great guy. I've met John Amos. Really nice guy. He used to come to my shows in L.A. And he was always a cool guy, man. So shouts out to John Amos, man.
Yeah, I'd have to go with George Jefferson.
George Jefferson, but is he? I know he had a son, but I never think of him as a dad
because
him and Weezy was kind of just them.
Right.
But they did have a son, Lionel. And do y'all know the backstory to that?
Nah.
So well, you know why it was 2 Lionels.
Nah, never knew that.
So Michael Evans, the guy, the original Lionel, his name was Michael Evans. Michael Evans ended up writing Good Times.
Oh, okay.
So that's the real Michael Evans. Michael Evans, like the Good Times story is based on that character, Michael Evans.
Okay.
And that guy was over at working at. And what shows did Good Times and the Jeffersons spin off from?
I was just about to say he's one of my favorite TV dads.
All in the Family.
Yeah.
Kind of. Maude.
Okay. Yeah.
Maude predated All in the Family, and a Florida Evans character was her character was working on the Maude show.
Right.
And then they spent that character off because Norman Lear would spin off shows. He would start you over here and then spin off to another show.
Yeah.
Which was smart.
Okay, so you got one dad.
Okay, so we got
James Evans.
James Evans, and I said George. Let's go back to All in the Family. Archie Bunker is funny.
I ain't gonna judge you, baby.
Yeah, Archie Bunker was that. He was hilarious to me. Who else? Who else was I thinking just now? Oh, we got to go. Everybody called him Uncle Phil, but he was a TV dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Carl Winslow. Carl
Wow.
Winslow was fun. Yeah.
The one I want.
Is that 5 yet?
Yeah, that's.
I think
Yes.
that's 5. Carl Winslow was the dude.
I just want to throw another one on there because.
What's that?
The Red Fox was my.
Yeah. Oh,
You
man.
big dummy.
How did I even miss Red Fox, man?
Y'all didn't say Bill Cosby.
The fans is watching us.
Wow.
I had nothing against Bill Cosby.
Who put this in my drink?
Yeah. You know what? We feel somebody said Phillip Banks. It's talking about Martin wasn't there. We didn't say Martin, baby.
Well, nobody said Martin. Martin is not a dad.
Yeah, we didn't say.
They just talking on that.
Somebody, Bill Cosby. They gonna text you. Gonna make sure they on there. What's up, Dion?
Wait a minute. You might know Dion.
Okay.
Okay, all right, but it's too late and early for me to try to remind.
Don't be calling Dion.
Hey, Dion, ask Rodney, where you know him from? Where you know me from?
Hey man, where you know me from?
Where you know me from?
Might have taken your improv class.
Dion. Y'all know Dion? Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, he got a play on Sunday in Atlanta. If y'all on the live right now, listen to my voice. Easter Sunday, Dion got a play. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I told him I'm working, man. I'll be coming back, and we probably be drinking and carousing. So I don't know how I feel. Easter Sunday. Easter is upon us.
Yeah.
Falls on April Fools.
Do y'all are y'all the type of Christians? I'm assuming y'all Christians. Are y'all the type of Christians that go to church on holidays?
Well, brother, no.
You go to church all the time because you be putting people in the ground. That's like the way you sell.
I'm sick of church.
You sell church. That's how you sell caskets.
No, I'm to answer your question. No.
Okay.
I go to church when I can. Comedy is something that kind of derails your church going a little bit.
Don't put that on.
No. Because I'm saying like a lot of times you working that Saturday morning. Right. Partly is that. That's 80%.
That's 80%.
But 20% of it was I had a show Saturday night and I'm trying to get back home Sunday morning.
Right. That's a travel day.
Yeah, that's a lot of 11 o'clock in the morning. Like you walking out of the hotel 9 times out of 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the Easter, man, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm a funeral director and I always tell people, I ain't mean to cut you off, but I kind of did.
Too late. You did it on purpose.
Right, yeah,
you definitely did.
But I always tell people that, I'm an honest person that, if Jesus was like walking around like here, if he didn't decide to come back in this time, there's a good chance me and him wouldn't be cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
People don't even think about stuff like that because my profession of being a funeral director. Let me explain.
Educate me.
Lazarus dies.
Okay.
Lazarus got $100,000 insurance policy. His family come in. They want a big lavish funeral and shit. Now I done embalm Lazarus. We done spent all. You know what I mean? I done embalming fluid costs money. I got Lazarus looking good. We finna have a nice ass funeral for Lazarus. And they say Jesus come wake him up. Now,
can I get my fluid back?
Yeah, now. So the money that they was getting ready to spend, they picked out the most expensive casket I got. We got it. You know what I'm saying? They ordered the casket. They wanted the one that James Brown had. They got that motherfucker.
James Brown had a nice casket.
James Brown had one that's dipped in gold.
Really?
Yeah, it's copper, but it has a gold finish. It's
gold plated.
It's a $40,000 cat. Yeah, I couldn't get it.
Why do you know that?
Why do I know that?
Why do you know?
Michael Jackson had the same casket.
Really?
Yeah.
So that had to be in his wishes, or was they just trying to ball out?
Man, listen, I don't know. But I've been to the casket company. I've been to Batesville, Indiana. That the people that made that casket also made Whitney Houston's casket. And they have, when you go to the company, they have that casket and Whitney Houston casket.
I'm one of them dudes. Put me in a pine box, because at the end of the day, ash to ash is dust to dust.
Well, I'm not gonna die, so I really don't worry about it.
Is that right? Oh, you gonna die? That's probably on one of few promises you got in this life.
I might faint for a long time.
You ain't going.
Who gonna embalm?
Hope they don't embalm you though.
I'm gonna live a long time because I just got too many bills, and I know ain't nothing gonna happen until I get shit paid off. Right now the way things going, I'm gonna live a long time because I got a lot of bills.
A lot of black people believe that. A lot of black people.
Hilarious.
You ain't gonna go nowhere with all them damn bills, man. You can be sick as a dog. Yeah, nah, we can't take it now.
Hey, guys, let's get ready to wind down, man.
That's hilarious.
Let's get ready to wind down. We did the top 5. Big Mo, in closing for the basement audience, man. Where do you see Big Mo in the next year, 12 months?
Next 12 months, I can see myself being and staying in that upper echelon of comedy, because that's been my wish since I was a kid, And like I was saying earlier, when I first started doing comedy, I knew I wanted to do it. When I first started doing it, the guy Bo over in Hawaii, he says, "Just come back here next Thursday. Do 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes." I'm like, 3 minutes, man, I'm gonna kill you. Man, it was the longest 3 minutes of my life. I'm funny, man, but I didn't know how to put it together. So he worked with us, just work on 3 minutes.
Was he a comedian?
Yeah, he was a comedian. He's one of those famous comedians over there in Hawaii, And he took me, man, it was about 21 of us.
That's your mentor right there.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah, Bo Irvine, that's his name, Bo Irvine. And he took about 21 people that wanted to be comics. We came religiously every week on Thursday. Even if it went for 4 or 5 people out in the audience, we went up. But and like you said, a year since 2004, I can see myself now in a year because like my wife is feeling better.
Wendy, Wesley says, Big Mo, in a year you'll be touring with Shuler King, making the world laugh.
Oh yeah.
And that could really happen.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's going.
Yeah, we had a thing.
Like
one of us gonna reach it, and we're gonna reach back and bring the other guy with us.
That's dope, man.
That's how we're gonna do it.
That's dope. Shuler King, 12 months, man. What's down the road for you?
1 million plus followers, and I'm gonna have a movie or a television credit or both.
You know what? I'm gonna put a challenge on your plate. I want to see you write a movie.
Cool.
I want to see you write a movie because I know you can do it.
Challenge accepted.
I know you can do it. I know you can do it, and you gonna reap so many benefits from it. It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be the million gonna be you're gonna be like, I can't believe I was thinking about $1 million when you got about 10. Yeah. Hey y'all, it's the basement. Shuler King in the building. Big Mo Dixon. We sleepy, so we about to shut it down. We not about to shut it down together. We gonna put them out. Oh yeah.
Lock in. That bed does look warm.
Y'all stay blessed. This little room got about 7 bedrooms in here. It's crazy. It's like another room back over there. It's crazy. Hey, y'all, it's Rodney Perry. This is The Basement. Shuler King, Big Mo Dixon. We on the road, Fayetteville, North Carolina. What?
Big Mo.